Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to do a video of the joys of working all your life, and even if you're not working, even while you're sleeping, you're still paying taxes. So, this is water. As you can see, that's a bucket. And this will give me 2 flushes on my toilet since I can't afford a water bill. I'm going to try pausing this because this is going to be a long video. Okay, now as far as mouthwash, hand sanitizer, and shampoo, I have to cut all that with water. Or I know what you're thinking. That's gross, but it's better than nothing, none at all. So pausing again. All right, now as far as food, they down there at the JC, they started me out with a whopping $99 for, well, I know they're not food stamps anymore, but for food. And I was like, you got to be kidding. I'm supposed to live on that? And they said it's because you don't have any kids. And I replied, well, I must not have a effing appetite either. That's 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 BS. So now I understand where the term comes from. Uh, having kids, but not raising them. So in other words, the more kids you get, you know, the more kids you manifest, the more money you get. And I won't go into that, but all right, I'm going to pause it and move on to something else. I'm hungry. So, okay. Now, I'm not going to say what attorney, and I'm quoting. When I first called years ago, and this is an attorney, I'm quoting, he said they turned a lady down with stage 4 cancer. I'm talking about SS turned a lady down with stage 4 cancer. So I'm not, my schooling ain't all that good, but it doesn't take a mother effing genius to figure out that they were waiting for this lady to pass on and go have a conversation with Jesus so that they didn't have to give up the greenbacks. Now, your thoughts on that? Give me your thoughts on that, peeps. So, I'm going to pause it again. So, um, I have relatives that have power of attorney over me, and so far I've gotten a whopping 400 a month. And when gas went up here not too long ago, the gas rape, the great gas rape, that's kind of hard to say, tongue twister, to what was it? I think at one point here where I'm at, I think it got up to maybe $7. I couldn't drive because, I had to sit at home. I couldn't drive. I couldn't afford to. And, no, I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I want the Pauls, Aticians, I want them to start standing up and making things right. There's a lot of things. You know, they say this is a great country. No comment. But, you know, it's just like I did a video. It's on my channel, talking about our veterans right on the front page. And the veterans are sitting there. It's right on the front page. There's a picture. The veterans are sitting there talking to a Paul, a Tishman, saying how hard they had to fight to get their benefits. All right, listen to this. The veterans, our veterans, they should not have to fight twice. You know, they go and fight for this so-called the Great Smoky Mountains, you know, country. And then they're pushed to the side, or, you know, there should not be, in my eyes, there should not be, and just my opinion, hopefully I still got one. In my opinion, there should be 0 homeless people. And the homeless people here lately, where I live, have skyrocketed. These so-called, I guess they used to call them caseworkers. I'll still go with caseworkers. I don't know. But they need to appoint caseworkers to go out on the streets, and if these people that are homeless and living on the streets, if they want help, they should get help. They should get a check. Now, I know way back some years ago, because I helped a relative, you had to have an effing address to get in the system. I'll put it like that. You had to have an address. So that's possibly, if it's still the same way, I don't know. I'm speculating. And this video is for all entertainment purposes only. But there should be no homeless people in a so-called great country. Hell, I could double for them cereal commercials. T the Tiger. It's great! Yeah. All right. Pausing it again. So basically, long story short, I'm getting roughly, well, I ain't going to say how much I'm getting, but it's just a hair more than what I stated in the beginning of this. And that's only, I think that's what they call SSI. And I think there's 2 of them, the way I understand it. There's 2 of them. And one's SSI, and then I guess the other one is called Social Security. I don't effing know. But anyway, I've only got one of them, and I'm due the other one, and it's been over 5 years. So, you know, and it sticks in my head every day what that attorney said: waiting for them to die, to pass on. That's really making sense to me, you know, because then, you know, they get to keep. And you know, I looked up. Now, I'm not educated, thanks to the great schooling, the public schools. Again, they're great. So I'm not that educated. I'm not stupid by a long shot, but now, would somebody else do this? I Googled, is property taxes, when you own a property, a house, whether you live in it or you rent it out or whatever, you pay property taxes. Now, I called downtown one day and I said, what does my property taxes do? Where does the money go? It goes to beautify the neighborhood. Now, I've done videos just in an alley, a quarter of an alley, and you can course, that's a real long, there's more to that. That basically it boils down to somebody doesn't care to live that way. And so the Pauls know that, and they don't have to send crews out. And now they also made it, if you set something out what they call bulk, you got to make a call. Well, if you're not able to go out there and pick up a little, not a little, but bags upon bags of trash, and you don't have a weed eater or a lawnmower, you know, why the fuck are you going to call? Which there's proof out there. There's a fucking toilet, and that plays right in, toilet. It's already, and a mattress. That's leaning towards a porn movie. Maybe, allegedly. Anyway, now that shit's already been out there over a year. And I'll bet anybody out there in YouTube's land, I'll bet anybody the shit'll be there probably 5 years from now, probably 10 years from now. Because they made it to where they made it a little harder. They don't just come through and sweep the alleys and pick shit up, the so-called city. You gotta make a call. So therefore, if you're not able to call, and I won't go into that, that builds up the Paul's pockets. Maybe, allegedly, I don't know. Could be. But I mean, it makes sense. When you call down there and you ask what your taxes are going for, and they say, to beautify the neighborhood. And then you go out here in just a quarter of an alley, which reflects, actually, this is the nicer part of DYNA, day on. If you go over that way, it looks, it's leveled. And I'm not shitting you. It's leveled, and it looks like what a city dump would look like, allegedly. So, but you know what? My fucking car is nice. I guarantee my car is nice. So, it's just, it's just a big bunch of BS. Now, like I said, I'm going to get somebody smarter than me, but I looked up, is property taxes legal? And if I understood it right, which I probably didn't, property taxes are not legal. Just like I've been watching videos where you're not required, according to the Constitution, and I asked, according to the Constitution, when I Googled this, are property taxes legal? And I'm thinking the way it explained it, they got to go in bullshit terms to trip you up. But anyway, property taxes are not legal. Just like, but they beautify the neighborhood. Just like you do not need a driver's license. You do not need insurance. You do not need license plates or a sticker. And this is somewhere in the Constitution or part of the Constitution. Maybe somebody can help me out there. Like I said, I got a quarter of a Dayton PS, as far as schooling. So does that tell you anything? I'm not a brainiac. He's a brainiac. I won't start singing, I promise. So anyway, I think I'm going to pause it because I might have more to add to it. You never know. So hang tight. I'm back. Hi. I've been on such a roll. I told you I already told you this. I know about the mouthwash, shampoo, hand sanitizer, and a bunch of other stuff. I got to cut it with water, and that's the truth. Because I can't afford, if I don't cut it with water, I run out. And now that applies, and I can't remember if I said it or not, but that also applies to my food. It's like when I buy half gallons of milk, sometimes a gallon, and I've already got, another half gallon and gallon that, when I'm done with it, I wash it out because I use it to cut. So basically, if I buy a gallon, for an example, I'll pour half of the new gallon into the other gallon jug and then top them both off with water. And that gives me 2 gallons. 2 gallons of milk. And, this is a great country, though, don't forget. So, but, it just really sucks. And something else that should be, it's wrong on all levels. I ran into a guy in the alley, and he was janking. And, I gave him some junk. And, he proceeds, the conversation with me usually goes to the G man real quick, whether I bring it up or somebody else brings it up. A lot of the times other people bring it up because I usually don't, speak out. Like, example, well, I won't go into that. Anyway, the junk guy, I said, hey, man, I got some stuff here if you're interested. He said, yeah. He said, I want it. So, he's got a buddy with him, and, he's the load up guy because this guy here, he wasn't able to. But he proceeds to tell me he's getting $300 a month, and that's because he's married. Now, that is wrong on all fucking levels. You mean to tell me, well, I done been through that, and I asked him, I said, you do know you guys can divorce and still live together. And, but then that's demonized. Oh, the Almighty frowns on that. Well, that's by design. That's on purpose. And I think I touched on this. The more children you have, the more your food benefits are. So could that be? Now, I'm just asking. I'm not accusing or saying. Could that be why some kids are being had and not raised? That you hear, I know you've heard that phrase before, because I've heard it several times. Kids being had but not raised. And it's, and then I can remember, I think, now, like I said, I'm not big on politics, but it seems like somebody in the past had ran and they were going to fix social S. Yeah, well, it needs a fixing really bad, and the population of this country is, I think, last time I looked, and it's been a few years ago, it was something like 300 million. And again, you're anybody out there in the comments, hey, it's free country. You can leave what you want. You can, put me in check if I'm wrong on the population. But basically, when it comes to Paul's, when you got a red side, a blue side, and a neutral side, well, a lot of people are saying you can get rid of those three colors. It's all about the green. your toiled tax money. And this video is all for entertainment purposes only. So with that, I guess I will bid you guys a farewell. Please comment if you'd like. Please share if you'd like. Please like and subscribe also if you'd like. And again, I respect all comments. I don't expect, everybody to say, hey, thumbs up. I know there's going to be haters, what we call haters. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but I respect the haters' comments too. I get them all the time. It's part of life. But the way we're set up could be and should be a whole lot better. And our veterans should not have to fight twice. So, with that, I'm going to shut my hole before they shut it for me. Allegedly. Nice peeps. Later, guys.